Water accessibility is a challenge in rural communities in Africa. In Uganda, access to clean water stands at 70%, while access to improved sanitation stands at 30% in 2014. In fact, there are approximately 15 million Ugandans who do not have access to clean water and sanitation. Water availability and water quality are closely linked, yet these two aspects of water may not be attained at the same time all the time. This video highlights various challenges of water availability from different communities in Uganda. In the northeastern part of Uganda, the Karamojong people used river sandbanks to conserve water. Their indigenous knowledge of using nature and nature changes as signs of weather changes and alerts indicating the start of new seasons is one way they have built resilience of climate change.
The river sandbank, whereas we look at the communities as people without knowledge. For us, we, the educated communities or people, come up with the idea that we need to build the communities sandbanks. That is a perspective of the scientific approach. The communities have in time immemorial had the traditional ways of conserving this, and they have the knowledge that this is a point where to get water. For instance, in the rivers, down underneath, whereas we need to build a sandbank, that's a scientific approach, the communities know. That's when, during time of drought spell, the communities move towards the riverbank and they collect water there. They remove the sand often. Then after, they can now get very clean water. And then this is the water they use for both domestic and also livestock. But something peculiar indeed that is, when you get the communities, they know where to water the animal and also where to take the water. So these points sometimes are separate. They cannot take it. I think that's the hygienical part of it, which we don't know how it comes about. In the riverbanks, you will move and get that there is a tree. In the local language, I cannot remember, but you get that in this tree, it has very cool shade, and in this cool shade, that's water underneath. So you cannot get water in the bare flat land, but you will get when you see the tree. That is a point where you can, and that's how these communities have been moving on. Yeah, the water goes to the river bank. But often these rivers, they are just seasonal. But when water goes, when it dries up, still water remains underneath. What I believe there could be a rock catchment which stores this water. Because the rivers, I know, for example, in Karamoja, there is a river Lolachat, there is a Kanyangareng, then Nakirianget, these rivers, whereas they dry, but there is still water underneath. And that's how the community have been surviving.
This is what they can have there. And now they are getting used to this one.
Climate change issues are really very peculiar things, and in it, there are things which really the communities we need to appreciate. During dry spell, which is a result of climate change, the communities know the gazetted areas. These gazetted areas which don't dry, at least they have some water which can sustain them till the time when they receive amount of rainfall. Then during that time also of dry spell, the Karamojong tried to create an alliance, or they make peace with the neighboring communities, maybe the Teso and other neighboring communities. So indeed, it enables them to move really. This friendship will enable them to traverse the seasons.
In Jinja district in eastern Uganda, access to safe water remains a challenge, especially for rural communities who are not connected to the pipe water grid. Sanitation around water areas is not good either.
For the urban, definitely the system has capacity to supply all the demands. It's actually over-designed. They are currently, I think, operating at about 65% of the total capacity that can produce. Moreover, they are supplying Iganga as well, and the Mayuge, they are going to supply Mayuge as well. This system of Jinja, they are already laying pipes to Mayuge. So, for the urban system, yes, it's adequate, and all the industries around, of course, are connected to the system. Although they have a challenge that sometimes these industries opt to have their own point water sources to avoid paying the bills, to reduce on the bills. But overall, as far as adequacy is concerned, the systems that are designed are adequate for the demands that they are supposed to serve. The point water sources, they are also adequate. We normally have a criteria when we are setting up these point water sources. They must have a certain capacity to be able to be installed. They should be able to produce over 500 liters per hour. That means when you are drawing using a jerrycan, you can never completely, have them run dry. The water will always be available for as much as you pump. So as far as adequacy, that is our criteria for adequacy, and once the water source fits within that criteria of over 500 liters per hour, then it's adequate for the community. When we find that it's not more than that, if it is less, then we don't install it. It means that is not sufficient and cannot be installed. So that will be like a dry source.
In Western Uganda, access to safe water is a challenge because of the long distances women and children trek to obtain water. In urban areas, pollution of water sources has remained a challenge.
Challenge of operation and maintenance, whereby some of the water points, say hand pumps, suffer operational challenges, and you find communities are trying to respond, but not in time, of course, And then after some time, when the water point is protected, it breaks down, then they resort to unprotected water points. In regard to pollution, say in urban centers, of course we have had most surface water channels being used as car washing points. So that one puts the surface water at a risk of being contaminated with the diesel or fuel fumes. Then the other contamination is due to lack of adequate sanitation facilities, that people go to bushes and defecate, then after rain, runoff comes to the water points and then contaminates the water. The other possibilities of contamination could be from the garbage.
Community leaders have the duty to mobilize people to protect water sources. In Mbarara district, Biharwe sub-county, there are various platforms for planning, and water is of key concern. Rainwater harvesting is gradually becoming popular. Local governments and households share costs of constructing water tanks.
Gareta urufa bwinji bwena buzankahi buzo mezi sibekirho abantu bakosa mezi agani bachakurwara umushija kandi barwana ikiruka nabana behamwe rukorro habwa mezi mabi mwene mezi gabo harwe tumarungi nibabimunonga kandi abantu beitu ngo bakozesa tukire nchiko za LC1 haza behamu ebyokora chibakwa nibetaga omusere cyo kureberaho bagira nibenda mezi nibenda amarwaro nibenda amashomero haza bagira councils zemiruka batwara yibtekateko byabo abemiruka nayo barebe ibtekateko ba leta nabo basharame bakubasa kureba byaba bingi priorities ko kweza babireta ahagumbora egomba nayo kirebe ibtekateko ebyo nabyo koraki na yesarame ibyo kubasa haza tubisindika ha district hagombora bahandika ho kitabu 5-year development plan haza buri mwaka nibarebe icyo bakora kwa kugira ngo amezi ngo garuko banza barebe amezi district yo ekashara mu kugira ngo amagombora yahereze tanks konka tanks rainwater harvest tank kwa gasiyaho uko bakayo bahereza tanks 20 haza 20 district net center zayo na beneficiary na wata hwezi cyo kumanyisa tanka nembe kwa miliyoni muri mutwaro 20 haza umuntu wa burijo na mutwaro 85 haza district mutwaro.
For households that have benefited from rainwater harvesting tanks, they have realized the benefit of accessing clean water within their homes. Muganga Benon, a resident of Biharwe sub-county, together with his elderly mother, are beneficiaries of rainwater tanks from NAWAD, the National Association for Women's Action in Development. They tell us how their lifestyle has changed after acquiring water harvesting tanks.
Tank eji tukajitunga yaruko rw'umu kitongore cya NAWAD yaruko yamba abantu abatakwebasa kwizera yaruko ititwe tukadifuna umuringo gwe konka ikane ne yamba abantu ekane yamba nko mukade no twagifunira kugira ngo egume tuyambe tuyahamize gabonire tugukorese umutanko mu amiza garum na karta nka maganana ukuba tekijwire konkantu yesigango ye yijwire amiza go kubagarumu gabasa kutukora kitukubantwenda zamarita kakaga ye yijwire takafunde tankeji amizi tukantu gataha ahansa ho mu kidiba ikitukwete kidamu konkamizi gayo gakaga tabonire ngo twafunda itanga kandi twafuna amizi gabonire ke kubera mu burufa tubarira amizi garo ngaza kuwamo hato joze de no burufa bushohoza den tubona kurembeka amizi agabonire amizi kugaho bagataramu konka tukagikiriza ngo amizi gahwemu ntubatuyesigera hamizi gitu gukoresa ko gukunywa deni nkagukoresa ko gukoza indize myenda tubantu gihanka ahadamu kwenda ngo tube tukumera gitu gukunywa no kozya imyenda rukwera
n'abenshi muto tukatuhanganga kasharara na rusoza nyanja tubaniyo tuyamizi ibi ebisi tubyatera yoko ebinyungu tubyatera yoko konka hato huntungire anizaga hati ndiki tinkumanya n'ekidamu kiriya tinkukimanya hato kukirukusa namwe nukahura ngo bakakitifu kurabakiyame byondo tinkumanya nicyo kukirukusa hati ndije.
Patience Muramuzi from Nawad encourages women to be at the forefront of water accessibility, quality, and availability close to them. She advises them to save money for water.
There is a problem of water shortage. People are still sharing water with animals. There is no, the government grid, the national water does not reach in these areas. So you find it is a very challenge. People don't have water and of course the hands, but we are trying to see how we can really use the little resources that we have such that we can have the water, especially the rain harvesting tanks at our household level. We are also started on an initiative of saving, with women saving for water sources, because we realize the government programs, the tanks they bring to people, sometimes the cost is exaggerated. So we thought if we could save money and maybe have people who can construct those tanks at a very manageable price, it would help the situation. We have started on that with our committees that we have established in the western part of Uganda, the climate change committees, and we think with that when we move on, it is a very good initiative.
Different water sources require specific management to cater for operation and maintenance costs. Collecting funds to repair a damaged borehole in Kakuru Sale in Biharwe sub-county in Mbarara district has become an issue of continuous mobilization by the local leader. Irene Mwesije is the village chairperson for Kakuru Sale. She tells us people in her community prefer walking 4 kilometers to Rubaya, a nearby village, to collect water instead of paying 5,000 shillings per household to have the borehole repaired.
Amizi twe twafuna nayikondo akwaga begabuzoro bwire buringwa musana yigwazweri ngako twe twafuna nayikondo kwena ekafaya hizo kweze efi konka abantu kugira ngo bine ibizu bingi school fees enzara hatubuze zo kugikozesa nayikondo neza batusabire sente tugiro mu bantu ata bahinda batwesera basuma ngusoroze sente zo kuri nkamwaturisiyana miziganya muntu asara mtu wentwe na mtweronde mu abantu turonde sente zo tukore nayikondo konkati agayiga hweri wati mtaho mugombore yarubaya akwa binene nayikondo binene kidamu kikine hamizo niyo tukuta amize niko twiri konka twe twine bidamu byitu bitakomere hati kubyomere nko kubera kimwe kubi konka abantu ekiresere sente nzobura bayibabire kubera orento cyo kuzira enzari twisire n'umusana atwarunda na sente zabura omuteza kwata inda ngwagura kahunga kabana nyati nicyo kiresere sente zabura abantu nimbagama tukorera amizi akuba amizi ngomagara twino gukora amizi tukabaho konka kandi abo kizuye nagambera ibyo bitakutwikiriza tube twinamize dakikeje ndibyo birese twayimeramo